Hi there, it's Jackson here. Just making a video to show a knife that I just finished here. Um, so, anyways, what we have here is a homemade knife handle, and the blade is not a homemade blade. Usually, I make my own blades out of bars of certain steels, metal files and saw blades and stuff. This time I used the blade off another knife, a kitchen knife as a matter of fact. So it's pretty thin, some sort of stainless steel. Uh, it had Japan stamped on the blade. So anyways, yeah, so anyways, what we have here is so basically it's a homemade handle. Now, what I did is sorry, I'm just kind of pausing here. I'm filming with an iPod, and my low battery light indicator thing came on, and it's kind of sitting right in the middle of my path of view here. So I don't know if that's going to be in the filming. It says low battery, 20% of battery remaining. Stupid thing. So anyways, so you know what? I'm just gonna fucking continue. Pardon my French. So anyways, what we have here, like I was saying, I better get on with this, is a knife that I made, but I only made the handle. The blade's from my other knife. What I did do is I cut the blade up and made a stick tang out of the thicker portion of the blade of the previous blade. So this is a hidden tang knife. As you can see, you can't see the metal from the top or the bottom, and you would see the metal if it was an exposed full tang knife. So this is made much in the way of Scandinavian style knife, maybe like a Puch, Scandinavian style knife, or for those of you that are familiar with the U.S. Marine Corps fighting knives by Camillus or Ka-Bar. It's the same style of thing. This is a stick tang, and the stick tang comes through the back of the handle, and then you take a hammer and you mushroom or peen that piece of steel, so it pretty much locks. Just for an added bit of security to lock everything in, because you still use epoxy glue to glue these layers together, but as an additional type of thing, you peen the end to fasten it down. So anyways, this is a stainless steel. It has a low saber hollow grind. It's a hollow ground blade. Maybe you'd call it a saber hollow grind. I'm not sure, but it is a hollow grind. 1/3 hollow grind or something like that. Kind of has a drop point / Wharncliffe / spear point type of blade shape, but it is a cook and kitchen knife, so that's what explains that. It's not really, probably not really any of those things, but it has attributes to all those things, somewhat. So, anyways, what I did is my brother-in-law gave me some really nice wood. Some pretty neat wood. This wood's from South America. It's called zircade, I believe is the pronunciation. It's a really attractive wood. All sorts of beiges and browns and blacks. Nice little tiger striping type of deal there, or something like that. Really pretty attractive wood. So, and then this part right here, this beige part here is birch bark from Canada that is stacked each little slice is glued together, then it's compressed in a vise or some kind of thing to compress it to make it a kind of like a solid billet, solid block or billet, if you will, of birch bark. So yeah, so in case anybody's wondering, what you do is you take a raw 2x4 like looking piece of wood or whatever wood you have, and you would cut little squares off it, and then you would drill a few holes through the through the center of those squares, and then you would take some sort of tool and carve with those little 3 round drill holes. You would somehow take a filer or a tool or a drill or whatever, and try to make a rectangle slot. And then what you do is you slide each block. Once you've slotted a hole, a rectangle shape hole, you would slide each block down. And then I took my birch bark and I drilled 3 holes in it, and then completed the rectangle, because underneath this handle is a rectangular tang, or piece of metal that looks like a popsicle stick type of shape. And then you would so you'd slot the middle of all these things, and these white things, white and black things, are fiber spacers. So there's black, white, black, black, white, black, black, white, black, and that's this knife making type of material. You'd have to slot those and slide them all down. So once you slid everything down, you would, of course, you get it all fitted into place and do your adjustments. And then for the final fitting, you would slide the first block down, and then you'd lay epoxy glue, and then slide the fiber spacers down. You'd glue each single layer. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces to this handle, not including all the layers here. But so you'd glue each of those 13 pieces, slide them down, and then once you got to the last block here, you would have the bit of the stick tang popping out, and you'd prepare some sort of slug. Like this is a penny, so it's a copper piece of copper that I ground. I ground the image of the coin and all that lettering and stuff off, so it's just a slug of copper. Some people could use a deer antler or just peen the wood itself or whatever, but this time around I opted to use a penny. A little more strength than maybe just peening the wood, depending, because sometimes you might split the wood or dent the wood, but so I used a penny, and then I peen that piece of metal. Peening is hitting a piece of metal until it mushrooms and flattens, and then as you peen it, it squeezes everything together too, because it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter as you peen this more. Anyways, so I slid all these pieces on, glued each one, compressed them in a vise so it squished them all together, and then if you had your you could peen it right then and there, or you can let the epoxy settle and then peen it, but it has to be under compression so that it's all squished together and get all the air bubbles and spaces and cracks out and stuff like that. So it's a hidden tang knife. I don't know if you can see it. I got this stupid low battery icon blocking my view a little bit, but so once I had all this glued together, it was just a big blocky piece of rectangle, all kind of raw and stuff like that. And then what I did is I sawed the shoulders off to get the block more manageable, and then I went to the belt sanders and started shaping the curvature and the thickness and aligning all the stuff like that. So this was like a huge block. Imagine just a block of wood, all rectangle and stuff like that. And then I had to shape it. So it's got a curve here and a bump here and a curve here. It's got a curve here and a bump and a curve. I'm not so sure if you can make the curvature out there, but got some curves to it. So anyways, it turned out that this is like a thumb ramp, and your thumb fits in that nice little concaved or whatever. This one here is kind of like something of a choil. The bump fits into the pad of your thing nicely, and then that little bit of slot there seems to work nicely with your hand. So it's a pretty comfortable knife. The interesting thing about this is some pretty exotic wood, or it's really nice wood. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't know if I can go to the sunlight here. The stupid iPod thing, but it's really, really pretty wood. The birch bark is so attractive, and it's such a warm feeling, natural thing. It's almost like cork, where it's just got a warmth and a character and a charm. It's very soft and very all sorts of layers and colors. Um, so it's attractive that way because it's a nice. It was a nice warm natural type of thing. Um, yeah, so that's kind of neat. That's Canadian birch. Harvest it from a wood pile. So, yeah, and then I finished shaping it and sanded it and stained it with some Danish oil. And then I varathaned it, but the varathane wasn't so great, so I sanded it again. Took some steel wool to it, 40 steel wool to it to polish it up. I polished it on a polishing wheel and polished it with a rag too. But and one of the last things I did was I sharpened the cutting edge on the knife, and for that I used a set of Lansky stones up to 2000 grit, so it is quite sharp. It's very, very sharp actually. So I don't know if I can put this down for a second. So anyways, I'm holding this iPod with my hand. I don't know if I can cut this. I wish iPods came with a frickin' a stupid. Wish an iPod would come with a tripod, an iPod with a tripod. So anyways, I'm just gonna put this iPod down, hold it, and hopefully I'm into frame here. So where's the camera hole there? I don't know if I'm in frame, but anyways, so this is what a 2000 grit edge looks like on a knife. How sharp it is. It's just very, very sharp. It's pretty good and sharp, push cuts, that kind of thing. So yeah, so it's pretty good and sharp. Anyways, kind of cut my finger sharpening it, so I got a piece of tape over it. So yeah. Anyways, that's just my little video to show one of the latest knives that I finished. So anyways, I guess I better clean up the paper I sliced onto the floor. So anyways, it's Jax here. Thanks for looking, and if you're interested in knife making or have any questions on how to make knives or heat treat knives or whatever, just leave a comment or comment anyway. So anyways, thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.